Hi everyone, welcome to Awkward Author. My name is Alyssa Grasso, and this is my weekly vlog and podcast that I put out about my wonderfully awkward author life. I'm getting this out a little bit late this week, just because I've been kind of busy and hectic and haven't gotten a chance to film this video when I normally would. Part of what's been keeping me busy, I did have the first of two in-person author events that I'm doing this month, and it was an author expo held at a branch of the county library system, the county where I live. I'm doing two of these author expos, so I did one last Saturday and I'm doing another one this Saturday. So, there's some time involved in prepping, in actually attending, even in, unloading the car. This was the sort of event where I was selling my own books, so I had to haul a bunch of books there. I have a lot of books, so I had to haul them all there, as well as, the assorted promotional items that I have. My boyfriend Ron came along with me, so I did have a helper, and I did have a companion during the event. Thankfully, this event was only 2 hours long, which I think is a pretty manageable time. I've been to some events that are like all day events, like, hours long, where they give you lunch during it because it's so long. This at least was not that involved. The biggest, complaint I heard from people who attended the event was that parking was kind of an issue. So this was held at a library that has a parking lot, but it's probably not quite a big enough parking lot. Well, definitely wasn't big enough for this event, and it's an older town where, space is kind of at a premium, so there isn't much the library could do as far as, they can't make a parking lot out of thin air. So that was one issue as far as, for people attending the event. But there were a lot of authors there, and there were quite a lot of people, browsing through the tables. This was all set up in the main floor of the library, so where people would be walking around anyway. Always a challenge with libraries because, library patrons are used to borrowing books for free. That doesn't mean that library patrons don't also buy books. I'm a library user and I also buy books. But some library users are not in the habit of buying books, either due to their financial circumstances or just their preference of not wanting to, spend money on books. And I do apologize. We're having kind of a shady, sunny day here. I just noticed the lighting going crazy. So, that can always be a challenge with a library event. This went well. I did sell some books. Now, I had the good fortune of having some friends and family who came out to support me at this event, and so I'm very thankful for them. My mom's, I think it's actually second cousin. I'm just going to call him her cousin. They're related somehow. My mom's cousin and his wife came to the event, so very thankful for that. And they made, quite a trip to come up because they're about a half hour south of where the event is. I'm about a half hour north of where the event took place. So they came up for that and bought some books. So very thankful for their support. Thank you, Rose and Rich. Funny story, the first time I can remember meeting them, I might have met them before when I was younger. I don't remember. But as an adult, the first time I met them was actually at an author event that they came to, and I didn't know they were coming to it. This was years ago. I was signing one of my young adult books. I'm not even sure which one anymore. At Children's Book World, which is a bookstore in Haverford, Pennsylvania. Haverford, I think. I think I got the town right. Anyway, I was there with a group of authors, and if I'm not mistaken, this took place on Thanksgiving weekend, either Black Friday or Saturday after Thanksgiving. I could have the date wrong, the time wrong there, but for some reason that's what I have in my head. Anyway, I do know I was late getting to the event. I tried to leave myself extra time, but, I hit traffic and then, had trouble finding a parking spot, which is always an issue in these, crowded, small, old towns. So I was a few minutes late getting to the event, and when I got there, one of my author friends told me, "Oh, you have some relatives who came out to see you, and I was like, "Oh, I do?" I was totally, surprised by that. And then she pointed them out to me. I'm like, "Are you sure they're here for me? Because I don't really know these people." But I did. I didn't even know I knew them. So that was kind of fun. And so I am very thankful for their support through the years. That is awesome. Thank you, Rose and Rich. And also I had some family friends, almost like family, because I've known these people all my life. I used to call them my aunt and uncle, and they had daughters who were, my age, my sister's age, and along with another family, we all kind of grew up together. The dads of all the girls were friends from school, so that's how they knew each other. Anyway, Pete and Jan are, my parents' contemporaries, and then their daughter Tracy was there as well, and so I do thank them for coming out to the event. They live not too far away from where the library is, but they had to deal with the crazy parking situation and put up with all that and come out and, buy my books, and I am so thankful to have them, come out and support me, and so it is nice. I know some really nice people, that's what I'll say. Very thankful for everyone who came out, and even people who didn't buy books maybe took a bookmark to look up my website, or were there to network or things like that. So you do meet a lot of people at in-person events. There is definitely some pluses to attending them. I would be careful in spending all your time at in-person events, because it can be a bit of a time suck. It really can. And besides the time that you're there, and there's the driving time, there's the planning and prep time. So all of that has to be taken into consideration, and what is the best use of your time. So these were a couple of local events that I'm doing. I haven't even done the one yet, and it's my county library system, so I feel like, I should be there at these events, I guess. I used to do a lot more in-person events than I do now. I've just found that there are better ways to spend my time, so I'm a little bit more picky and choosy about the events that I do. And that's something you should keep in mind, too, if you're an author and trying to promote your books. Yes, do some in-person events if you, come across some good opportunities, but also be a little bit, selective about what you do, because if you're spending every weekend at an in-person event, that might not be the best use of your time. That said, I will say, if it's the right sort of festival and you're selling children's books, like picture books especially, you can do really well. Now, there was an author next to me who had a picture book, and I think maybe she sold one copy of it at this event. I'm not even sure if she did. But yeah, if you go to something like a children's book festival or something built along those lines, I don't know, a major book festival. I'm thinking like Baltimore Book Festival. I remember I went to, and people who are selling picture books did really well. And yeah, the ones that really kind of draw the families in, people who are there to shop and buy kids' books, if you are selling kids' books, it is a good way to reach your audience, I have noticed. And that's not to say that you can't sell young adult or adult books as well at festivals, but it's hit or miss sometimes, hit or miss. But I am happy to have sold some books at this festival. I am happy to have been to it, and I got to, see some people who I haven't seen in a while too, which was cool. But certainly doing the event has, it cut into my writing time somewhat this week. I did get some writing done, I will say that. And the other thing cutting into my writing time is my day job, so I can't blame it all on the event that I did. It is that time of year when I get really busy, with my reselling business. So I know it's going to happen. I knew it would happen. And so the next few weeks, I will probably be falling behind on getting writing done. And that's just the way it goes, because I have to, spend my time on the reselling stuff. So yeah, that's part of the reason too that I'm late in making this video. But I have been little by little moving along on my work in progress, as well as a second work in progress. So I have the first in a series of thrillers that I'm working on. A little bit more progress has been made on it, and I've started to work a little bit, really, just the very early stages of a standalone thriller, which will probably, well, I can't guarantee it, but there's a very good chance that'll be the next book I put out. We'll see. I don't know. It could all change. I've also fallen behind on the marketing front, just as, I've just been, my marketing this week was my in-person event, really. That was it. So I do have to do I have to get back on that wagon. But again, I don't know if it's going to happen over the next few weeks or not. We'll see. I'll see what kind of time I can carve out for that. I think I mentioned this either in last week's video or the one before, but I still don't have my one single book, A Shallow Pond, available on one single market, which is the Google Play market. I mean, I'm not that worried about it because I'm not really selling copies of that book anywhere, but you know, it's just like this little like frustrating little like thing. Like it's everywhere else. And Google Play has it listed as still being like, as a copyright is being held by my first publisher of the book. Yeah, because it's complicated because this book, the publisher sold off the imprint to another publisher. Well, they're not listed on there. It's like the original publisher that's listed as, you know, owning the rights to the material. And so Google is saying I can't publish it. You know, I have to get a letter, or they have to actually manually deactivate it. That's what it is. So I have contacted them. I've reached out to them. Problem is, I don't really have any contacts at that publisher anymore because they're all gone, because everybody I knew was at the imprint, which got sold. So I have been in touch. I have not heard back yet. That's kind of where we're at with that. Again, it's not really something I'm that worried about. If I was, I'd probably be doing a little bit more work on it, but it's like, okay, whatever. It's just some stupid little thing, and probably, hopefully someday it'll get resolved, but I don't see that happening anytime. I mean, maybe you know, something will happen the next week, but probably not. I will probably have to do some more work on my end to get that squared away, and yeah, I don't have the time or really interest in doing that, you know, right now. That's like for future. That's a future project. But those are the little things that can plague you when, you know, you have been traditionally published and then you get rights back and you go to republish your books. Those are little things that can catch you up along the way, and so far that's really the only glitch that I've come across, so I guess that's not too bad. It's just one little thing, and I mean, it's not like it's Amazon, or it's not like it's Amazon. If it was Amazon, it might be an issue. Like, the only place really I have a chance of even selling copy, I think, right now is Amazon, and it's live on there, so I'm not worried about that. But meanwhile, and it's been live on there for so long, and it's live on everywhere other market, and you would think like Google Play maybe would say, okay, you know, it must be okay, but no, it's in their system as being owned by Llewellyn, so now I gotta get Llewellyn to sort that out. So one of these days I will get to that. But that's really all that I have going on this week, and like I said, I'm busy, so I should probably get back to work, and I will catch up with you again next week and let you know what's going on in my awkward author life. I'll let you know how the second author expo event goes. So thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and if you want to know more about me and my books, please go ahead and check out my website, alyssagrosso.com. That's ALISSAGROSSO.com. And I will talk to you all again next week.